Hello, my name is Erica, and today I'd like to make a whole wheat spaghetti pasta from scratch. It just takes a few eggs, some whole wheat flour, and some sea salt. And you can use the same recipe with white flour or spelt flour. I have a KitchenAid machine attachment that makes spaghetti. If you do not, you can roll this out flat and then slice it into fettuccine type strips and use it that way, or do it thinner for spaghetti type strips. I personally don't have a pasta dryer, so I'm just going to hang them over the side of this pot to dry. And other than that, this should be pretty easy. So let's get started. I'm going to start with a cup of whole wheat flour and place it right here in the center of my mat. And then do, I made a mess, a half a cup to start with. And make a little well right in the center. And in that well, I'm going to, first I'm going to do my sea salt. Do about a quarter teaspoon and just sprinkle it through. And then we're going to place the eggs into the center. I'm going to make a mess. Okay. So you just start stirring that around. And I'll add the other egg in just a minute. And just kind of mix it with your hand until it starts to come together like a dough. I'm going to add my next egg. Okay, total of 3 eggs. There we go. You can also do this in a food processor, and it'll probably bring it together a little faster, but by hand you know exactly what consistency you're getting, and if it's too sticky or if it's too dry, and you can add more liquid or you can add more flour as you need to. You just want to continue to work the dough until it starts to feel elastic. You want to keep working it until it feels like a nice dough, all incorporated with no lumps. Once it's all mixed together, you want to let your dough rest for about 30 minutes. It is starting to feel a little sticky, but not too bad. Starting to feel like a nice soft dough. Being that it's whole wheat, it's a little stiffer than what white wheat would be, but still a nice soft dough. Okay. Kind of roll it out with your hands to kind of like a disc shape, and then let it rest. So you want to let it rest 30 minutes and cover it with a wet cloth. After 30 minutes, we uncover it, and it is nice and soft. You want to make sure it's soft but not too sticky. Then you want to cut it into 8 balls if you are using a pasta machine attachment. If not, you would just roll it out. And it needs to be small enough to fit in the chute in here. All right, so I'm going to get all these prepared and then I will turn the machine on. Trying to gauge with my fingers if they're too sticky or not. They feel pretty good, but we'll see once we try to put them through the machine. If they don't come out straight, then we'll add a little bit more flour. Sounds sticky because my mat's sticky too, but they're not that sticky. Okay, everything looks good. Now, as I have them come out of here, I'm going to be putting them on here, and then this is the cutter. So let's see how this goes. It says it needs to be on a 10 for, it's going to be loud. So machine needs to be on a 10 for spaghetti. And it's looking amazing. We're just about down to the last bit. We're getting there. And these fit so perfect in the chute. That's the perfect size. And the dough was the perfect consistency. And we'll just let them air dry here for a little bit of time, and then we will boil them in hot, salty water. You want to every so often push the dough into the auger, otherwise it'll just sit there and kind of roll around. One ball left. Goes fairly quickly. So if you do have the ability, I highly recommend getting this attachment for your KitchenAid, because it makes really fast work of really good looking spaghetti noodles. And it also comes with 5 other, I'll show you when I get done, 5 other pasta attachments. Man, this is looking really good. I don't think it's moving anymore. Oh, a little bit. Okay, so we let this sit and dry for about 10 minutes. So it might be a good idea to separate, because a lot of these were laid down in little clumps and they may stick together when put into the boiling water. So separating them out ahead of time will help so that they don't stick together. And it doesn't have to be every single one, just the big clumps. Like some of these are laid out really nice. These ones are pretty clumped together. But get your water boiling while these dry. Get your big pot, add about a teaspoon of salt to it, and then once it's boiling, then you can put your spaghetti in there to boil. And they boil about 7 minutes, usually 5 to 7 minutes it takes. Once they start floating to the top and puffing up, then they are done. Okay, so just gonna drop them into the water, little bits at a time so they don't clump all up. You want your water at a rolling boil. I already have some floating to the top, which means they're cooking pretty quick. They look nice and plump and floating. That's exactly what you want. Oh my gosh, these look amazing. What lovely spaghetti. I wanted to talk about the attachment. It comes apart really easy. This is the auger, fits right inside of here. And this is the spaghetti attachment. And then that just screws on there, just like that. And this tightens it. And then this helps get the dough out of the little holes. Comes apart really easy, rinses in hot soapy water, and then air dries. It also, the attachments can go in the dishwasher, but this piece cannot. But it's just quicker to hand wash it with hot soapy water and let it air dry. And then, like I said before, I was going to show you my different attachments. This one's bucatini, macaroni, small macaroni, large macaroni, rigatoni, and fusilli. Get my pasta spoon. So these took about 5 minutes and they were done. Strain them off. And this is how they look when they're done. Beautiful. So go ahead and get them on a plate and I'll show you how they look with my pasta sauce. Okay. There we go. Beautiful whole wheat spaghetti pasta. Like and subscribe if you like this video, and I will do my best to bring you more. Thank you.